this, man. We gotta do this. So, first of all, I also want to say, call all Yahweh by Shem Yahshai. But I just said it's all praises to the Father in the name of the Son. I also want to say Yahweh by Shem Yahshai, Barakatah, may the Most High in Christ bless. I'm going to start off with a disclaimer. Brother Gadget, man, me, myself, right? Akaya, right? I'm just going to give you a rough rundown, man. I used to be one of the number one Edomite loving mother effers in the world, man. My circle consisted of Edomites. It was all that I hung out around. Even if you hear how I speak, it gives off, oh, he's a white boy, right? It's simple, man. The hatred is not there for Edomites in here for me, right? For everybody else in Israel is there, but for me, it's not there. So to say that is to say that I still believe they not making it, right? I don't teach to hate Esau. I don't teach that that you have to love them or hate them. Like, I don't teach that, man, right? But I do believe, and the scripture is clear. This is not a double-minded mindset that's going on up here. If an Edomite asks me to pray for them, I may throw up a prayer for them, man. If an Edomite want to give me a hug, dap me up, whatever, I might hug them, I might dap them up, man. Right? If an Edomite want to go fishing and all this different stuff, man, might want to go out to a night on the town and they go first rounds on them. It is what it is, man. Okay, Edomites that contact me for clothes, for stuff, all different types of stuff, man. So, with that being said, right, I'm not the one to be seen as, oh, death to Esau, destruction, get ready for captivity. None of that, man. Right? That was one of the hardest things I had to, well, it wasn't. Because when I came into this truth, I was going through a phase where I started to have a small disdain towards them, and it built into a huge hatred for them in a period in this truth, and now I tolerate them, man. So, with that being said, man, we're going to see that me being biased, really, to Esau, man. I would love to have Sirach, I think it's 37 or something like that, where it says, entreat thy servant as a brother. I would love that, man. Right? That's what I would love, but that ain't for Esau, man. That's for Elam. That's for Moab. That's for Ammon. And that's for Ishmael for a period of time, man. It's not for Esau, man. Right? So really the two things that I want to get into, man, is the two verses everyone uses, right, to show Esau is going to serve, man, right? And more specifically, Esau is going to serve 1,000 years. This verse 7 here, right? So this is Revelation 20 and 7, right? And I'm going to keep on reading until I get to the point, right? Is and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So this is saying they coming to battle the children of Israel, right? We're already seeing that we have had no ease and no rest in the hands of Esau already. They already in battle with us, man. This not talking about Esau, man. Right? It's talking about Gog and Magog. Right? Those of, and if you want to go more specifically, those of the land of Gog and Magog, man. Right? And it says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about. So we were literally chilling. Right? We are literally in a good place during this time, man. Right? We actually serving the Most High. Right? And then some elders will say that this is about us here, man. Who the Lord, the Lord campeth around those, or the angels camp around the saints, or something like that. I don't know the scripture off the top of my head, right? Let me get that, because I don't have it written down, right? I spelled in camp wrong. Okay, Psalm 34 and 7. I'm just going to read that real quick. It says, the angel of the Lord, right, encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them, right? So people will say that Psalm 34 and 7 is talking about right now, man. Right? But they've been at our necks before we served the Lord, man. They've been at our necks, man. Right? And it says in the beloved city, and fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. So while they're coming and taking us, right, fire is raining down on them. We already got taken by them. So how is they gonna come and try and take us from the camp or whatever, right? And then fire coming down and devouring them if they in their place, right? We gotta understand that this is coming from something. I'm about to build something up. This verse 10, right? And the devil that deceived them was cast in a lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are. So the beast and the false prophet already are in the lake of fire and brimstone. Is the beast not Esau? Is the false prophet not Esau? Come on, they shall be tormented day and night forever and ever, man. Right? So let's get the other one that I want. Ezekiel 38. I'm not going to go into Ezekiel 38 and 39. But I'm going to deal with that in this chapter here, man. Ezekiel 38 and 39 with this breakdown. And you see here, I don't know here, let me make this a little bit bigger, man. If you can see here, I got a huge breakdown on why Esau is, Revelation 20 and 7 and 10 and Ezekiel 38 and 39 is not about Esau, and here why. This is a whole thing about that, man. Right? When you look into all these things, man, you see it, man. So it's the spirit that I even wanted to get this verse, man. I didn't really know what I was gonna do, so I kind of started writing, and I went here first, and then I put stuff here, and now the spirit already calling me to go to Isaiah 14 just by reading Revelation 20, man. And here's why, man. Right? It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, right? And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, right? So strangers are joining with the house of Israel, man, right? And then this is the kicker right here. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, right? So where do we see that? The land of Edom and the land of Gog and Magog are synonymous, right? If we're bringing Esau to their place, why is their place Gog and Magog? Why is it so far away from us? When they the worst of the worst, why are they so far away from us? And they wicked, and they're deceptive, man. If we were stupid, we would put them far away from us, right? And then we wouldn't be able to watch them, and then they would be able to conspire after 1,000 years to come up against us, man. But we would know better, man, right? Because and their place ain't Gog and Magog, man. If we bring in the people to their place, why are we bringing Esau to Gog and Magog? Is that their place? Or you want to say that they going to Gog and Magog because Judah inherits the land of Mount, or the land of Edom or Mount Seir, and Judah does possess that. But then they building our walls. So if they building our walls, they is gonna be joined with us building our walls. So therefore, it's still they in a place, man, right? Which wouldn't be Gog and Magog. Gog and Magog is literally thousands of miles away. They're gonna take 1,000-mile journey just to build our walls, and then go back that 1,000-mile journey to chill for a little bit, then come back, build more walls, and then what's going on here, man? Right? Hold on, let me see this, right? Right, even here, 1,620 kilometers or 1,000 miles by air. So literally, it's 1,000 miles, man. They gotta go 1,000. That's the spirit, man. Right? It don't make sense, man. Right? So that's the first thing, man. And then for those that's gonna go to this right here, man. Right? Isaiah 13 and 14, right? And it shall be as a chased roe and as a sheep that no man taketh up. They shall I think that's supposed to be then shall every man. Hold on, let me get the 16:11. Right? I'm almost certain that Isaiah 13:15 is talking about. Got the 16:11 here, man. I think that Isaiah 16 and Isaiah 13 and 14 is saying then, right? I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm just gonna get it out of the actual Bible and not online. Even though online is pretty credible, man. Ain't nothing wrong with it, but we want to just use it. So verse 14, right? And it shall come to pass, right? And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh up, right? And it say, oh no, it say they shall every man turn to his own people. So they gonna turn to his own people and flee everyone to his own land, man. So they flee into their own land. But what is this talking about? Isaiah 13 is about the burden of Babylon. The burden of Babylon. So this ain't even about Esau. It's about Babylon, right? And then what are they doing? Who is these people running away? These is everybody else, man. That's fleeing from the midst of Babylon. Not the people in Babylon. This is in Babylon. This is talking about Esau. And then the ones that are fleeing are the ones like the Ishmaelites, the Elamites, man, the Japhites that's dwelling here, man, the Hamites, man, right? Not the Israelites, because the Israelites have nowhere to run to, right? But these people, man, that's who they're talking about. Them are the ones who flee into their own land. Esau is going to be here in this day, man, right? And then if that's the case, then when here, because these people are going to flee to what they think is their land. But the children of Israel is going to take them and bring them to their place. That ain't their land, man. The places that they chose now, man, right? That ain't their lands, man. Right? So let's just go here and read what I wrote down, man. I didn't use no AI for this, man. I just wrote what I had in my head, man. So this is my excerpt here. It says, when we take the heathen into captivity, they go into their own lands. Why would Esau be in the land of God or Magog? Right? Right? How do we see that, man? Right? So let's even go here, man. We're going to get here, right? Genesis 32, that's part 1. Right? Genesis 32, verse 3. Right? And it says, and Jacob sent messengers before him to Esau, his brother, unto the land of Seir, the country of Edom. The land of Seir and the country of Edom is Esau's place. That's where they were. That's where their place would be. Where's the country of Esau, of Seir, man? Where's the Mount of Seir? Jordan. It's not in Russia. That's not Gog. Gog and Seir are not synonymous. So how are we going to take them to Gog? Why will we take them to Gog if they're building up our walls? For 1,000 years, they're going to be back and forth for 1,000 miles? No. It doesn't make sense, right? Let's go down a little bit to verse 8. And said, if Esau come to the one company and smite it, then the other company which is left shall... Why did I have 8 here? Oh, it's 36 and 8. Salah. Right, Salah. I got to actually pay attention to what I have here, man. So Genesis 36, verse 8. And it says, thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. They dwell in this Seir. And Esau is Edom, man. Right, and you can continue on that and see the rest, man. Right, now I'm going to go to this next one, man. Now, Obadiah, this is clear, man. Obadiah is clear. I'm not even going to touch base, and actually I am going to touch base on this. I haven't even written it. Oh, I got it right there, man. The spirit, man. I meant to write it down and put it in my pocket from when I was at work, man, doing this research, man. But it's rather here nor there, man. So let's go here to Obadiah, verse 19, man. Not even the headers yet, man. Verse 19. And they of the south shall possess the Mount of Esau. Who is that? What is that? Mount Seir. In no way, shape, or form is that talking about Gog or Magog. And this is after they destroyed, man. It was always our possession, our right to possess Edom, man. Well, Judah's right to possess Edom, man. It was never Benjamin's right on Benjamin, but that was our right to have that land, man. Right? They of the south, Judah, has the land of Edom, or Esau, the Mount of Esau. It's not talking about the people. right? And I could continue on. And they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the field of Ephraim and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. Why is Esau, right? This is talking about a location. It ain't nothing else, right? Plain of Philistines. That's talking about a location, right? The fields of Ephraim, right? Okay. That's talking about Judah possessing the fields of Ephraim and Samaria, which makes sense, right? But rather here nor there, because we're going to go, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. These are all different lands, man. Come on. And I don't get it, man. I'm not seeing where we're seeing that Esau is going back into captivity, man. Right? It just don't make sense. How did I get to Obadiah 1 and 19? Okay, I'm here. Right? So now I gotta get Ezekiel 38. Because this is the one, right? This is the one that we gotta cut up, man. Ezekiel 38, man. Right? And it's gonna be verse 8. No, it's gonna be verse 2. So it says, Son of man, set thy face against God, the land of Magog. So this is talking about whoever is dwelling in the land of Magog or Gog. Because even if we go here, man, let's go back to Obadiah real quick, man. Real quick. Because we got to see it, man. We got to see it. Right? It says the vision of Obadiah. Thus saith Adonai Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor for the Lord. So we seeing, man, and I don't want to get too much more because I want to get into that later, man. Right? So it says, set thy face against God. That's the people, the land of Magog, right? And then here we see, thus saith the Lord God concerning Edom, man. Right? This is something that we have against Edom, man. Right? And it's about the people, man. This is about the people and the land of Magog, man. It's specific, man. And the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. The chief prince of Meshach would not be an Edomite. Meshach is a people, man. Hold on, wait. I gotta get that out of Genesis 10, man. I have to. Why didn't I write that down? Right? Why did I not write down Genesis 10? I think it's Genesis 10. Right? Come on, here it is, man. And this is Genesis 10 and 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, and Magog, people, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, right? And Teres. Set thy face against Meshach and Tubal. Tubal and Meshach. Those are people. Prince, how you going to be the prince of Meshach being an Edomite? But the Edomites, that would mean that y'all think that Edomites are Japhites. That ain't the case, man. And I'm not going to say that we think Esau is Japhite, man. We know he's an Israelite, man. We are not an Israelite. A Hamite, Hebrew. What is it? Shemite, man. Salakia, right? They don't deserve to be a Shemite, but that's what they are, man. But the chief prince of Tubal and Meshach are not Edomites, man. If we said the chief prince of Philistine, would we think of Esau? We would think of a Hamite, a Cushite, actually, man. So why is it the same when we say the chief prince of Tubal and Meshach, man? It's not what we making it out to be, man. Right? That's all I wanted out of there, man. Right? But it's talking about the land of God, Magog, and the people of God, man. Not about the people who dwell in Gog and Magog. Because at that time, if it's after 1,000 years, right? If this is after 1,000 years, Esau shouldn't be in the land of Gog and Magog. They shouldn't be able to spread themselves out throughout the 4 quarters of the earth anymore. They should be enclosed and watched, just how David, right? And then this is another cut. I don't have it written down, I don't think. I do. I got it down here, man. Right? Amos 9. I got to get it. I'm sorry. I got to, right? I want to do it a second time. I'm going to get back to this, man. Right? Add me on Snap. I made a tweet about this earlier, Salaki. Amos 9 and 11, man, right? And it says, "In the day will I raise up," Salakia, will scroll down. "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old." So if it's the days as in the days of old, that's a cut for anybody who's saying that this 1,000 years is talking about Gog and Magog, man, right? In Revelation 20, or no, in Revelation 20, where it mentions God, that's about Edom, man. That's a cut, because if it's as in the days of David, man, we got to go to First Chronicles 18:13, man. I really am all over the place with this, man, and I don't want to get all over the place, but this is where it's leading me to, man. So we not gonna touch no more on that, man, because I've already went too deep into that, man. I'm gonna keep on going down the line, man. Right. So here we're gonna get this one, man. I'm about to just do 32, right, and then press 1. So Deuteronomy 32:8, right, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance. The Most High gave all these nations inheritances, which is their lands, man. And that actually it was the ability to have the children of Israel under their servitude and show the Most High how they was going to act during that time, man. Right? So, I'm adding to the text by saying that, man. But that's what I feel, right? That second part, the lands was their inheritance, man. Right? And then everything else that I said is just me, how I feel. So don't take that as verbatim out the text, none of that, man. But the Most High divided to the nations. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds or the borders, right? Let me actually get that out of the blue letter, right? Let's get this out of the blue letter, because that bounds is going to be what nails the hammer, the nail in the coffin, or hammer it in, man, right? So Gabula, man, Gabawala, right? It says coast, bounds, place, border, landmark, border, boundary, right? So this is talking about a boundary, a region, border, bound, coast, landmark, place. So it's saying when the Most High divided unto the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the borders, or he set the regions, okay? Right? It says he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel, right? But the lands, we see in that Edom is getting possessed by Israel, man. I'm gonna get into a little bit more too, because I'm under the assumption that the Cushites not even gonna be around for the kingdom either, man. Right? They may actually be destroyed, man. Because what we were supposed to do when we went into the land, we were supposed to destroy those 7 nations, mightier and greater than us, man. Right? The Jebusites, the Girgashites. Actually, let me just get that, man. I'm already in Deuteronomy. Let me get that. Right? Deuteronomy 7. Right? And it says, when the Lord, when the, Yahweh thy Elohim shall bring thee into the land, whether thou go to possess it, and had cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou, right? All these 7 nations, except for Canaan, right? All these 7 nations don't have a place in the Bible where they saying, I will return the captivity of the Amorites or the Girgashites or the Hittites or like, it don't say that, man. Canaan, I made an exception for, only because Canaan is a curse be Canaan. A servant shall he be, right? So Canaan, they already got their lot, man, right? That was what they was given from the beginning of, before they even came to be about, man, right? So the Canaan, that's the only exception I would believe that don't serve, man. This is going to be my next topic, man. Deuteronomy 7, that these nations here is going to be destroyed and also not going to see the kingdom, man. Right? That's where I'm leaning at next, man. So we seeing, man, that these lands, man, these was meant for us, because we were supposed to take it, right? And if you go to verse 2, and when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them, and thou shalt make no covenant with them, no show mercy unto them. Right? So that's why I believe that, right? And I kind of got off on a tangent right there, man. But this is what the Most High is revealing to me, man. right, as I'm going along, because I have precepts written down, but I also have stuff that I don't have written down, man. So this is going to be Jeremiah 48. Now we're going to go into who is mentioned in the text, right? Who is mentioned in the text to serve the children of Israel, man, or to be returned to captivity, man, right? And I want to get into this, man, out of the New King James, man, right? I know this is different than the usual, man, but this is what I looked up earlier to get these headers, man, right? The New King James, man, it has these headers, man. It says Judgment of Moab. Let's scroll down a little bit. What is this here? Right? Okay, that's just in. So I was actually saying the wrong thing all day. I've been saying Jeremiah 48 or 49 and 50, but it's actually Jeremiah 48 and 49, right? And you see here though in 49, judgment on Ammon, right? But keep on scrolling down. You see judgment on Edom. This is imperative, man. This is imperative, right? And then go down a little bit more. Judgment on Damascus, which is talking about a land, and then if we go to the next chapter, it's talking about judgment of Babylon, right? Judgment on Babylon and Babylonian, man. So now that we went into that, we see the different types of judgments laid out. Now I'm going to go into the King James again, right, to show you that in the King James, or not even just in the King James, but that in these chapters, man, it tell us what's going to happen, man. The latter days, this is all written in this thing, man. So we go into Jeremiah 48 and 47, but this whole chapter, man, is about the things that's going to happen to Moab, man. And then even here in Jeremiah 48 and 42, and it says, and Moab shall be destroyed from being a people. So they're going to see almost utter destruction too, man, because he has magnified himself against Yahweh, man. So they is going to be close to near extinction, man. And that's what the scripture is saying here, man. But in verse 47, man, right, Jeremiah 48 and 47, it says, yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the later days, saith Yahweh. Thus far is the judgment of Moab. So the Lord is going to bring them back, man. He's not going to utterly destroy them, man. And it don't say utterly destroy, man. But let's see what it says here, man. Let's go to I'm not gonna just go into Esau next, man. I'm about to go deal with this, man. So this is Jeremiah 49 and 6, man. It says, and afterwards I will bring the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith Yahweh. Right? So we seeing, man, that the God damn, it must be a scroll. Salakia, right? Dang, that's a big one. Sheesh. All right, Salakia, right? It says, behold, I will bring, Salakia, I was at verse 6. It says again, I will bring again the captivity of the children of Ammon, saith Yahweh. So if you go on from verse 1 all the way down to verse 6, you're going to see what's going to happen to Ammon, right? This is the Ammonites' destruction, man. Or not destruction, judgment, man. Right? And we got to understand that the day of judgment is the day of judgment. It ain't going to be a day of judgment and then 1,000 years later the Lord going to come back and judge again, man. Right? And actually in Ezekiel 38 and 39, it's talking about how the Lord is going to sanctify himself in the children of Gog and Magog. Right? He ain't sanctifying himself in this. He judging the world, man. That 1,000 years is a sanctification of him, man. And that's what it's saying in Ezekiel 38 and 39, man. Right? Hold on. Sank. And then I just got to go to Ezekiel 38 or 39. Salakia, right? Oh, man. I'm trying to find this precept, man. Hold on. So let's see here. Right, let's go here to Ezekiel 38. Okay. It's simple, man. It's simple. We're not going to get around this, man. I hate how it show Obadiah, man. without the one on it up top, man. But you gotta type in one to get Obadiah to pop up. That's a damn shame, man. Right, but Ezekiel 38 and 18, right? It says, no, okay, it's 16, right? And thou shalt come up against my people of Israel as a cloud to cover the land, and it shall be in the later days, and I will bring thee against my land, that the heathen may know me, when I shall be sanctified in thee, O God, before their eyes. So the Lord going to sanctify himself through Gog and Magog. Now let's actually get the other one too, man. I know it's in 39 as well, man, because 39 going to show you a little bit clearer understanding of that. Ezekiel 39 and 27. And when I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' land, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations. So he's sanctifying himself in the sight of many nations, man. That's how he's doing it, man. Right? And if you want to argue that point, I would love for someone to argue that point, because I would like that. Just for my own good, man. I would like for somebody to argue that point, man. But this is talking about the Lord sanctifying himself. If I'm wrong, I would like somebody to show me that. But that was one of the few mute points I'm gonna make about that, man. Because even then, it's still the Lord showing his sign, man. Right? So back to where I left off in Jeremiah 39, right? So it says, verse 6, and afterward I will bring again the captivity of Ammon, saith the Lord. Right? Ammon goes into captivity. I'm gonna skip all over Edom, because we're not dealing with Edom right now, man. We're dealing with the judgments of the other nations. Right now, this is Jeremiah 49:39. But it shall come to pass in the latter days that I will bring again the captivity of Elam, saith Yahweh. Let's hear. Let's see. Right? Esau. Right? Okay, Esau is mentioned twice. Where's the captivity of Esau? Okay, let's go here. Hold on, wait. I just want to look at something, man. Right? Concerning Edom, right? There's 4 instances. Now, will he bring back the captivity? What? Hold on. Where is he bringing back the captivity of Edom? That's 4 instances. Wait, but it's another chapter, right? This chapter got to have something about Esau or Edom. And those don't, right? Let's see. Oh, nothing. Let's see. Hold on. Nothing, right? What's really up, man? Right? Let's even go a step further, man. Right? Ezekiel did a little bit of this too, man. Right? Ezekiel did a little bit of this too, man. And this is how we know that Isaiah 19 is not talking about Egyptians, man. This is Isaiah 19 is in no way, shape, or form talking about Egyptians, man. And this is why I say that, right? This is Ezekiel 29 and 13. It says, yet thus saith Adonai Yahweh, at the end of 40 years will I gather the Egyptians from the people whither they were scattered. Right? Oh, wait. What is this? I don't know. This? No, this is about, and I will bring again the captivity of Egypt and cause them to return into the land of Pathros. Yeah, this is about them, right? Into the land of their habitation, and they shall be their abased kingdom, right? It shall be the basis of the kingdoms. Neither shall it exalt itself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nations. This is not, the Egyptians even get a little bit of place, man. They're not going to be high up. They're going to be the lowest of the, and I hate to say this, man, but they're going to be the highest of the lowest of the ruling nations, man. Israel is going to be in charge, right? But it's going to be nations under us who have a little bit of rule, man, right? Because Canaan is going to be these nations' servants, man, right? And we're going to lead them to righteousness, man. But they're not going to be able to be above any other nation. They're going to be the basis of the kingdom, man. That's what this is saying, and this what it said. It ain't what I'm saying, it's what this said, man. So we got Moab, Ammon, Elam, Egypt, man. Now let's go back to that Amos 9, man. Let's go back to that Amos 9, right? And let's deal with that Amos 9, man. And I'm really ready for this, man. I'm actually gonna go to here, man, because we don't even really want to, we don't even really want to deal with the King James in this one, man. right? Because the King James is all right for the Amos 9, man, right? And the only reason why I say the King James is all right for Amos 9, man, is not even Amos 9, but Amos 9 and 12, man. But the only reason why I say that is because it just don't hit how it hit in some other versions, man. And like I always say, I love the GNT, man. That's the one I usually go to. But I found out today that Ecclesiastes 7 and 7 out the GNT is the worst translation out of everyone, man. So every version got its flaws, man. Every version's got its shortcomings, man. And sometimes we got to go to cross comparisons to see what the text really saying, man. So it's Amos 9 and 11 again, right? And it says, in that day I will raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as the days of old, right? So we seeing that David, when he had rulership, man, he had a lot of power, man. And here is where I'm about to show you part of his power, man. Let me see first. Let me see. It was 18. First Chronicles 18 and 13. Salakia, man. It says, and he put garrisons in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. Thus Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went. So the children of Edom already served under David, man, right? And that's why Amos 9 and 11 kind of seems like, okay, well, it's as the days of the tabernacle of David. And I would say, if I didn't know what I was talking about, this is a cut. This would be a cut for somebody who don't know what the scriptures is talking about, man, right? And it's clear, right? He gonna raise up the tabernacles of David, and then it's gonna be as in the days of old, right? So Edom gotta be the servants, right? But when it comes here, man, right? This says that they may possess the remnant of Edom. Why does it say that they may possess the remnant of Edom, man? Right? Oh, that's what I wanted. I need this. I need this verse. That's what I needed, man. I gotta write it down here, man. It wasn't Romans. It was Acts. Acts 15 through 17. So that's what's coming next, man. I really want to get that first, right? But I'm gonna go here, man. No, I gotta get that first, right? No, I gotta see if the Septuagint is here. Control Septuagint. Yeah, that's it. Hold on, wait. Hold on. I gotta get this Acts. Acts. Right? I think it's Acts. Did I write down Acts? Yeah, Acts. Let's see. If it's not Acts, it's Romans, but I know it's Acts. I'm almost certain it's Acts 15. 15, 16 actually. So this is literally whoever wrote Acts, the same as whoever wrote wrote Acts right here. This is the same or copied verbatim from Amos 9 and 11 and 12. This is the same verse, right? But why is it written here differently than it is in Amos 9? And that would be because of Greek, right? But when the Greek was translated, when they translated Amos 9 and 11 or 12, I should say, from the Hebrew to the Greek for the Septuagint, they did not say Edom, man, right? And I'm going to show you that. I'm going to prove that with the Septuagint, man. The Septuagint would be a good source to use, man, because our people was writing in Greek, and some of our people had to get the Bibles in Greek, man. So therefore, when you got Amos 9 and 11, man, or Amos 9 and 12, in a Greek saying that it's not Edom, but rather nations, that could be concerning, man. And here's why, man. So we're going to go to Amos 15, 16. After this, I will return and build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down. And I will bring again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. This is literally what this just said, man. It's just a little bit different wording, man, right? Because it's a Greek and Hebrew, man, right? So that's the same thing that's saying. The message is the same, right? And it says that the residue of men might seek. Hold on. Where is it saying the remnant of Edom? It says that the residue of men. That's saying that what remains of men. And I still don't believe that's about men, right? I believe it's about the lands, man. That word for residue in the Hebrew, man, or remnant in the Hebrew, is talking about the lands and not the people, man. But we're gonna go here that the residue, and actually let's just do this really quick, right? Let's do this, right? Let's just go here, man. Residue definition: a small amount of something that remains after the main part has gone or been taken, right? And a substance a substance that remains after a process such as combustion or evaporation, right? The part of it, and so, and this is for law. It says the part of an estate that is left after the payment of charges, debts, and bequests. So that could be meaning that yeah, they were indebted to us, so they gotta pay us back. So yeah, the residue, but it could go into the part of an estate or the part of a place, right? Or the substance that remain. This is things that are left by the people who died from combustion or evaporation. That sounds like somebody has to die before us to get this land. But here, we're going to go back to Acts 15, right? It says that the residue of men might seek after Yahweh, right? And all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, saith Yahweh, right? Who doeth all these things, man. So it's literally the same thing as Amos 9, man. That they may possess a remnant of Edom, right? And all of the heathen which are called by my name. And you got to literally look at this, man. We can't go, we're not going to really get into this, man. But Israel got some questions to be answered with this, man. If the heathen, which are called by my name, we got to deal with that, man. Israel got to deal with that, man. Right? It's heathen that's called by the Most High name. And under my understanding, as of right now, that's Moab, Ammon, Elah, and Ishmael. Ishmael more specifically, though, man. Because Ishmael got it great in the kingdom, man. But Ishmael, we're not going to get into him, but Ishmael, I didn't mention him because it don't say nothing about how he's going to return the captivity of Ishmael. It's not in there, man. I didn't see it, at least, man. But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. I'm not seeing the ideas that our people keep on putting in the Bible, man. Let's go here, right? Where was I just at? Amos 9 and 12. So we're going to go back to that Septuagint with the Amos 9 and 12. So I have here the GNT, the NLT, and the NET, but we're going to also go with this other one. So the NLT, right? And Israel will possess what is left of Edom. That's talking about something of a land or what's left, right? In Edom, that ain't a people, man. That's the more so, okay, this is a conclave or closed-in people, man. This is what's left of them, man. It's something left in this, and that will be the land of Edom, man. It's not about the people of Edom, man, because Edom does not dwell in one place for us to possess what is left of Edom, right? And yeah, we could go into, yeah, we're gonna take them for a spoil, man, and spoil them, but this is more so going into the land, and let's bring that out, right? This is the GNT, right? It says, and so the people of Israel will conquer what is left of the land of Edom. And in the last video on my YouTube, you can see I went into the synonyms for conquer. So if you go into that last video, watch what I said, man. That'll go into that. I'm not doing it again, man. But this is talking about the land, man. And then even if you go into the Net Bible, where's the Net Bible, right? I think it was, yeah, it's got to be the Net Bible. And it says, as a result, they will conquer those left in Edom and all the nations subject to my rule. So it says those left in Edom, the land of Edom, not the people of Esau, right? This is the land of Edom. This is what is conquered. We conquering the people of Jordan, right? That's the land, right? And if you want to, some people will argue that that's not talking about the land, it's talking about the people. But let's go to the Septuagint, right? Where I was at, man. In every version, other than these few versions, talking about possessing a people, man, or possessing a remnant, or rest of the Edomites, man. But the Septuagint, man, it says that the remnant of men, no mention of Edom, right, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called, may earnestly seek me, saith Yahweh, who does all these things. So, we seeing a remnant of men here, man. That was just brought to my attention today as I was doing this research, man. At work, man. It's a lot. Yeah, I did have to work today, man. and it's the Sabbath. So I ain't buy or sell, man. I ain't really trying to do too much, but Esau got his foot on my neck, man. Right? So we not really seeing that Esau's Salakia. Esau is going to be possessed by us, man. We possessing the land of Edom, man. And I already touched base on Obadiah 1 and 19 to show you that we may possess what remains of Esau, man. I could have did a lot more on this. So why would Esau be judged when we are saved? Well, we see judgment coming while we are being saved, right? So let's go here. Let's go here, man. And I was staying in the scripture, man. I know it ain't no excuses, man. I actually wish I would have took the day off, man. Wasn't much I was doing. I was actually in the scripture for the remainder after the little bit I did at work today got solved or got done, man. So I was in the scriptures. I was trying to be in the scriptures at least, man. So Obadiah 1 and 1. The vision of Obadiah thus said Adonai Yahweh concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, let us rise up against her in battle. They is in charge. Then if you go down here, man, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. We don't see servitude here for Esau, man. This is talking about them being on top and then being destroyed, man. I could go into 18, but that's not really needed, man. And then we could go here, man. This is the nail in the coffin. And then I gotta go back to that hold on, let me see. Then we gotta go back to that what is it? Whatever this is, Jeremiah 49, man. We gotta go back to that afterwards, man, because that's showing you. But Ezekiel 25 and 13. Therefore, thus saith Adonai Yahweh, I will stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. So, the Lord said He's gonna kill these people, man. He's gonna cut off man and beast from it, right? And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. And they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury they shall know my vengeance, saith Adonai Yahweh. Where is the servitude verse? You see that when the judgment come upon Esau, or in Gog and Magog, I should say, right? When the judgment come upon Gog and Magog, they conspire together, right? And they get crafty, man. Esau, they just getting done away with, man. They literally getting done with. It's just the Lord's vengeance. It's not about the Lord being sanctified in Edom. He is literally, they are the people who the sword is bathed in, right? And that's where I gotta go next. That's exactly where I gotta go next, right? Jeremiah 49. So we got to start at verse 7, right? So verse 6 literally says he will bring the captivity of Ammon. They're going into captivity. But 7, it says concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh Tazabawath. Is wisdom more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom banished? Flee, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan. And I will bring the calamity upon him. Wait, he said he will bring the captivity. Right? Do we see calamity here? Let's go back over the chapter, right? Let's see control. I might be wrong. I'm not even going to admit. Okay. Calamity of Moab. Right? But you see at the end, Moab still gets a little bit of, get this, man. We don't see that with Esau, though. You see this with Edom, right? Why would Jeremiah mention everybody else going into captivity, right? Except, well, not everybody else, but Ammon, Moab, and Elam. And that wasn't even Elam, right? Ammon, Moab, and Elam, right? Why would Jeremiah mention all three of them, but not Edom, Esau being in that? Right, let me see. Even okay, it ain't in here. It gotta be in this Ezekiel 29. Right, let me actually see, right? I just want to see real quick, man, because I'm almost positive. And one of these things, man, it was about Ishmael. Nah, it's not. I was wrong. I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong, man. Right? You can see, right? Um, so let me go back to where I was just at, right? For I will bring the captivity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him, right? If gate gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. He not in his place no more, man. Right? And it says, leave thy children, I will preserve them alive. Leave thy widows, and let thy widows trust in me, right? And it says, for thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. They wasn't going to drink, but they did, man. They wasn't supposed to drink, but they did, man. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it. Right? For I've sworn by, and let's deal with this, right? It says about the widow and the child, right? Let's see, right? It says that he gonna it says, I have uncovered his secret play, and his seed and his brother. Okay, where is the widow? Where is the widow? Where is the widow? I was just there, man. So, okay, I leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. Let's deal with that, right? I think it's 28. It might be 27, right? Let me go here, right? 14. No, it might even be 38. Okay, this is it, man. This is Job chapter 27 and 13. The portion of a wicked man with God and the heritage of oppressors, right? Which they shall receive of the Almighty. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, and his offspring shall not be satisfied with blood. So it says he's gonna preserve them alive, man. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep, right? But also, let's go here, right? Because this is what we seeing, man. Right, we can deal with this accordingly, man. Right, Isaiah 14, and we're gonna go to verse 21. Right, it says, "Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities." Why are we preparing slaughter for them? If they're gonna fill the face of the world with cities in the kingdom, they're gonna have their own place. They're gonna be filling the face of the world. What is this? Right? I know I'm going a little bit over much with this because they're not going to fill the face of the world with city. Though they be few among the heathen, we understand that. So they couldn't get be high in number, man. But still, it says prepare slaughter for his children, so that answers any questions about his widows and his children, man. Right? But verse 13 it says, "For I have sworn by myself, saith Yahweh, that Basra shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste." Right? And I have heard a rumor from Yahweh, an ambassador is sent among the heathen, saying, "Gather ye together and come against her, and rise up to the battle." Obadiah 1. This is talking about the same thing, man. This is the Lord's judgment, man. Right? The judgment on me, Esau, man. This is not talking about the sanctification of the Lord, man. This is talking about the judgment, man. After 1,000 years, then the Lord going to sanctify himself in the heathen, that they may know him, man. That all nations may fear him, man. Right? It says, verse 15, "For lo, I will make thee small among the heathen and despised among men. Thy terribleness have deceived thee in the pride of thy heart, O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith Yahweh." Come on, man. Verse 18. As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it, man. And let's talk about Edom, man. Come on, man. I'm not seeing it, man. I'm not getting it, man. not hearing it, man. Right? So Amos, hold on. Wait, let me see. Amos 25. Let me see. Or Ezekiel 25. Let me see, Salaki. Right? I have something here where it says mention the whole chapter. Right? Mention the whole chapter of Ezekiel 25. And this is talking about Ammonites, man. Right? Ammon. Captivity, right? And it's talking about Judah, right? But then we see in here, man, it says, unto the men of the east with the Ammonites will give them in possessions, that the Ammonites may not be remembered among the nations. And I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am Yahweh. Thus saith Adonai Yahweh, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith Adonai Yahweh, I will stretch out mine hand upon Edom and cut off. Literally what I started at, man. The Lord cutting off man and beast from Edom, but he's going to preserve some Ammonites. He's going to preserve some Edomite or Moabites, man. Right? And they're going to know Yahweh. But not the children of Edom. I hope this is clear, right? Even I want to go a few precepts deeper, man. Right? This one. This is a main one I like, man. This is Malachi 1:1. It says, the burden of the word of Yahweh to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahweh. Yeah, you say, wherein hast thou loved me? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? And this is crazy to me, man. Every time, this is how our people be about Esau, man. Why can't they serve 1,000 years, man? They got to give their payback. Their payback is judgment, man. Right? And it says, saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains in heritage waste. His heritage is waste. He has no heritage, man. Let's go and prove that, man. For the dragons of the wilderness. Let's prove that, though, right? I think it's 12. So that's Hebrews 12 and 16, right? It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For ye know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, because they could have been called by the name of the Lord, but they weren't, because they already gave away their blessing, man. Right? He was rejected, for he found no place of repentance. They have no repentance. They have to die for their crimes, man. Though he sought it carefully with tears, man. Right? There was another one I wanted to get. Hebrews 12, but let's go back to this Malachi one before I go to the next one, right? I don't think I just lost it off the top of my head like that, man. But it says, Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Adonai, or Yahweh Tazabawa, they shall build, but I will throw down, and call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever. I know what I want, right? But we seeing that the Lord saying that he hates them, man. Right? The Lord hates them. Why would he bring them into the servitude, man? Right? Why would he do that, man? Right? And then it even says, they shall build. So they are building up, but he's throwing down. And what are they building up? Are they building up our choice cities? No. They building up their own thing, man. This is why that same word border right here, if I go here, man, it's probably going to be Obadiah. Wait. Malachi here, man. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. It's not. I'm wrong. But let's see what that word for Malachi is. What is this? This is Gabawala, right? So let's go to Malachi 1. And let's see that word for border there. I just want to see it, right? And compare it. Gabul, wow. It's almost similar. Right? Let's go back here. And let's go here like that. Right? And then let's go back. Wala. Gaba wow. It's the same thing, man. It's actually the same thing. It's the same thing. It's Gaba Wala and Gaba wow. It's just an additive on it, man. Which comes from Gaba, which is border. So it's the same difference, man. It's just a little bit different pronunciation, or even a little bit more emphasis on that thing, man. So They the border of witness. Their bounds are wickedness, man. Their region is wickedness, man. Right? That's why the Lord gonna throw them down, man. So I wanted Romans 9, right? Let me go Control F because I just wanted to deal with that. Yeah, this is it. This is it. This is it. So we're gonna start at Romans 9 and 12, right? Because people want to go here, right? We're gonna. I'm actually making this into longer video than what I have written down. My written precepts are done. My written precepts are done. So I'm shooting this rest of this off of the hip, right? This is a Romans 9 and 12, right? It says it was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger, right? So let's go to that, right? Let's go and prove that this is already taking place, man. And I've already did this, but we're gonna go back into it, right? Because this is Genesis 25 and 23, and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. This already happened, right? Let's get that, right? Actually, let's go to this Genesis 27:40, right? Let's get that really quick. Let's get this. I'm shooting this off the hip. That's amazing, man. And that's because I did the research before this, man. So this is Genesis chapter 27. I think it's 41. It is 41, right? Hold on, wait. Maybe that ain't what I wanted. This talking. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, it's 40. Yeah, Genesis 27 and 40. It says, "And by the sword, thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother." So they served their brother already, man. Right, I'm gonna get that though. "And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion." They have the dominion. "Thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck." They already did that, man. Right, I'm gonna go to the Hadad. Right, I just shared this on Twitter. I don't want to go on Twitter though, but I could go on. I think it's First Kings or Second Kings 11. But before I get there, man, let's show you why they needed to break the yoke off of their neck, man. They that oh yeah, it is that actually. And I've already got his video. I did this already, man. But we gotta do it again. First Chronicles 18:13, man. Right, it says, and David, right, and he put garrisons in Edom, so like and all the Edomites became David's servants. The elder shall serve the younger. That happened already. Thus Yahweh preserved David whithersoever he went. Right, Second Kings 11. Right, let me see. Control F. Okay, so it's probably First Kings 11 if I'm not mistaken. It can't be. Oh no. Okay, Control F. Right. So this is First Kings 11 and 14. "And Yahweh stirred up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite." Right, he was of the king's seed in Edom. Right, "For it came to pass when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of hosts was gone to bury the slain, he had smitten every male in Edom." Right. So and had verse 17. I'm jumping down. "That Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of his father's servants with him to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a little child." Right, and they arose out of Midian and came to Paran. Right, and they took men with them out of Paran, and they came to Egypt unto Pharaoh king of Egypt, which gave him an house, appointed him victuals, and gave him land, man. So he literally broke the yoke off his own neck, man. His parents, because what happened, man, until he had cut off every male in Edom. Hadad made it through there, man. So literally, Hadad was able to survive through that, man. Right, and Hadad, what did he do? Right, where was this at? Where was I just at? With Genesis 27. Right, let's go back to Genesis 27 because I lost it. Right, but we're gonna get it back. Right. Okay, so now we seeing in Genesis 27, right, and 40. Right, it says, "And by the sword thou shalt live and serve thy brother." So they served their brother, man, under David. Right, "And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off his neck." right? So a lot of Israel would teach that this is talking about they breaking Israel's yoke off his neck, but it literally say in Genesis or Deuteronomy 28 and 68 that we will not have the yoke broken off our neck, and we're gonna serve our enemies forever, man. Right? No one is gonna save us, man. So we not seeing that this means that Esau is gonna have to come back and be in change. No, man. They already broke the bands off our neck. They have dominion, man. And that's why we seeing Obadiah. And I just realized that, well, with me reading, man, Ezekiel 25 say the same thing that Obadiah say damn near, man. That same thing, man. We're not seeing this as after 1,000 years, man. Because if it was after 1,000 years, then the Most High would say, I will be sanctified in Edom, man. Let's look up sanctified Edom real quick. It might be some that might say sanctified whoredom or something like that, but Edom. Look here, let me do this. Let me do this. Right, ready? 1, 2, 3. What did it say? You can see when I type sanctified Edom. Don't mind my cracked up phone. It's 0 results, man. Look at that. 0 results, man. Right? Where we seeing it? Now hold on. Let me go one more time. Right? But gotta go back to it, right? I typed in sanctified God. One result, right? Let me see if any other nations pop up, because it might even be just that. No other. I typed in Elam. Elam didn't pop up, man. Right? Let me look at for that one precept I wanted about Ishmael real quick, man. Because it may just be their blessing, brethren. But I thought, oh no, it's actually Jeremiah 41. I thought it was Jeremiah 49, but it's actually Jeremiah 41. Let's get that really quick, right? So this is Jeremiah 41, and we get in verse 8. I thought I pressed enter. So this is Jeremiah 49 or 41 and 8, and it says, "But 10 men were found among them that said unto Ishmael, Slay us not, for we have treasures in the field, wheat and of barley." No, that ain't what I wanted. It's something that I was looking for specifically, man. I'm not sure, man. I could ask Chat GPT in this video real quick though. I'm gonna do that, right? Hopefully it ain't got my last chat up, but if it does, oh well, right? Let's get rid of the sidebar. You can screenshot it, whatever, do whatever you want, man. And we just gonna ask Chat, right? It should pop up. No, it ain't it. I know it's Genesis, but it was another one outside of Genesis, if I'm not mistaken. Salakia, I'm just looking for this precept. If I'm not mistaken, that's it, man. I'm not sure. The multitude of camels shall cover thee, the dromedaries of Midian and Ephah, for that's them. All they from Sheba shall come, and they shall bring gold and incense, and they shall show forth the praises of Yahweh. All the flocks of Kedar shall be gathered together unto thee. Rams of Nebaioth shall minister unto thee. They shall come up and with acceptance on my honor. No. So it ain't that is enemies. Yeah, it ain't there, man. I can't find it, right? Maybe. Let me just get that Isaiah 60 and 6. Let's see. Dang. Oh no. They just that's just what I seen here, man. So with that, man, hopefully this lesson was edifying, man. Right? I would need somebody to prove to me how the Lord is gonna be not using this Edom as a just a judgment, but a sanctification as well. We need to deal with the precept, man. Deal with the presupposition, because the day of judgment is different than after the 1,000 years when the Lord is sanctifying Himself in the nations, man, who come against Him. Right? We ain't just talking about just Him being sanctified in one nation. Right? It's gonna be God the main force, but He's gonna compel other nations to do the same. And if God is in their land, it makes sense, man, because they were brought to their place, right? But if Esau was in God, it makes entirely no sense for Esau to be dwelling in the land of God, right? Because that's never their place, right? We never see Esau inheriting God, right? One more thing, right? I did say hopefully this lesson was edifying. We're going to do Esau, Gog, and there's going to be no results, man. Hold on, let's do this one more time, man. Esau, Gog. Hold on, because Gog and Magog are the same thing. And if I look up Esau, Gog, or Esau, Magog, whatever, it should be the same, right? But this is the next one, right? I looked up Esau, Edom. Let's see if we can get it clear. Well, I looked up Edom, God, man. And then let's look up one more. I doom me, God. Last one that I'm going to look up, man. Right, but this was what came up, man. Show me that God is inherited for Esau, and that's their place. The Lord divided to them an inheritance. They place ain't God, man. They place is in Jordan, right? And that was already laid a desolation for the birds of the dragons of the wilderness, man. We're not seeing it. I'm not. I guess I can know Israel see Israel or what was it? Esau going into captivity, but the scripture don't say that, right? And then that's just the other one that everybody like to get, man. This is the one that everybody like to get. Revelation 13:9, man. If any man have an ear, let him have it here. He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. That's the God, right? No, man. We were led into captivity by many nations, man. Right? Let's get that, man. This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10. I gotta remember this one, man. What nation have not a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils? Right? Where was I just at, man? I was just was I just in Revelation? Yeah, man. So yeah, every nation have took us in captivity, man. Right? And it says, "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." Who is dying, man? Right? And then this is another one too, man. This is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? I don't want to go without doing that. So Revelation 13, man. What is the other one? This is another one, man. That always gonna be the one that people gonna use, man. But it's always forgotten that we got a whole rest of the chapter, man, or the whole rest of the precept, man. Right? The whole rest of the precept that just gets ignored, man. Right? So this is Jeremiah 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Who devoured us, man? That word in the Hebrew is a call. Right? And if you want to see that, I could get it, man. Right? I'm not gonna impose my own will on the text, man. We're gonna deal with it, man. It's a call, though, man, and I know it is. Right? That devoured is okay, or that's all call, but this is a call, right? A call. Yeah, a call, right? A call, y'all, right? A call, y'all, right? Devour, consume, burn up, consume, devour, slay of sword. And then they're going to say oppress with this one, to devour of oppression. Let's actually deal with that too really quick. I know I'm going all over the place. I want to make sure I'm keeping open that what is it? It was Jeremiah 30. I want to bring this to the forefront, right? And then let's go to that call oppress, right? So that's what got me to the mindset. I just got to do tricks and trades to get myself to remember where I was going, right? Now, boom. So Isaiah 14:2 it says, "And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them and rule them in the land of Yahweh for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." It don't say we shall oppress our oppressors, right? Yeah, we're gonna do them dirty, man, right? But that don't mean that we're gonna oppress anybody, man. Because if you go to Exodus 22:21, "Thou shalt not vex a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt." That's a commandment. Exodus 23:9. I'm just going to read these, man. I'm not going to pull them up on the screen. "Also, thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, seeing ye were strangers in the land of Egypt." Actually, I do want to get this on the screen, right? Because I want to see out of here if that's talking about strangers or if it's talking about God or God. I'm not sure what it is. Nakar, it's another one, man. Let me go to this Exodus though. Oh, I'm surprised the two over here ain't doing nothing. Oh, that's news. But this two do something. Okay, so this two don't do nothing. All right, now I'm learning tricks and trades, man. Streaming at its fullest, man. You're learning all the tricks and trades. So I wanted to get this Exodus 22:21 because I do believe that a certain word for stranger, gar, means us, right? I will say that means us, man. So let's go to this one, man, because I ain't gonna deny it, man. I do have a video where I say who are the strangers, man, and I do tell you that this ain't us, that this is talking about us, man. So I don't know, man. Let's go to this one though. It's undeniable, right? Hold on, wait. Let me see, because it is one that says, yeah, no, okay, wait. You shall not deal with the Hebrew servant. Okay. So this is Leviticus 25. I'm gonna go to verse 39, man. It says, "And if thy brother that dwelleth, Salakia, and if thy brother that dwelleth by thee be waxen poor and be sold unto thee, thou shalt not compel him to serve as a bondservant, but as an hired servant, as a sojourner, he shall be with thee, and thou shalt serve thee unto the year of Jubilee, and then he shall depart from thee, but both he and his children with him, and he shall return into his own family, and unto the possession of his father shall he return," right? "For they are my servants, which I have brought forth out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold as bondmen," right? "Thou shalt not rule over him with rigor, but shall fear thy Elohim," right? "Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen that are round about. Of them shall you buy bondmen and bondwomen." Moreover, so basically the point I'm making is that we're not supposed to oppress, but we could rule with rigor, but not oppress, right? Oppression is not something that the children of Israel will be doing. It's gonna be hard bondage for these other nations, man, right? But oppression, right? Let's actually just do this one more time, right? Because I want to see. I'm not trying to add on to the text, man, right? Just gonna go past all the commandments, right? And I want to get to Isaiah 14 because I believe that where it will be. Let's just see, right? Yeah, so we don't see that Israel going to oppress anybody in the scriptures, man. Hard servitude, sure, but oppression, no. When we get down to the nitty gritty of it all, man, it's not in there, man. And at the end of the day, man, Esau, he got to be destroyed, man. I'm not getting around anything else, man. I want somebody to deal with this, man. But this is the nail in the coffin for me, man. I'm gonna lay it down and leave it at this, man. I shouldn't be touching back based on this video on the video unless I'm expounding on it. But I'm not trying to deal with this no more, man. I've been racking my brain on this, man, trying to find why Israel bring out the doctrine that Esau got to get ready to serve 1,000 years in servitude, man. I'm not seeing it in text. I see the doctrine, and I understand why people would say that because yeah, you got to serve for what you did. But the text don't say that they gotta serve, man. The text said they gotta be destroyed. I brought up enough points to show that Esau, when they destroy it, they gonna be in rulership, man. I brought out points that when they get face the judgment of the Lord, is not gonna be returned in no captivity, right? And I've proved that they already served all Edom, already served under King David. So if they're gonna be serving again, I need to prove to show that they serving again. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of malarkey, man. A bunch of hoopla, right? A bunch of I don't know, man. This is just a bunch of assertions, man. A bunch of insertions, whatever, man. You adding to the text, man. It's not the doctrine that is fitting in the scripture, man. We gotta look, we gotta find, we gotta search. And if I'm searching hard enough, man, I should be able to clearly see what it is, man. But the more I search, the more the scriptures reveal themselves to me, man. The more I see that Esau is not going to serve us, man. Right? The more I see that they have to be destroyed, right? Even looking at the world, the cops, the officers, all these higher ups, the judges, man. As many of them that killed us, man. Even this, man. Right? Wait. I want y'all to see this, man. Oh, it ain't trying to show me a bigger picture, man. So if you see, that's somebody with a gun here, man. This is a Negro. This is a Negro. This is a Negro, and that one looks dead already, man. He might be up next because he's looking at the ground, man. But these are people waiting to see somebody get lynched next, man. Right? Let's go here. You could look this up. This will definitely give you what you looking for. Right? Look at. Where's the black faces? Where are the black faces? You see that? They blurred somebody out right here. That must have been a prominent figure, right? I believe that would have been a prominent figure in history, man. Look at this one, right? This one is more clear, man. But my computer, of course, ain't as clear as it should be. But here, man, all these pale faces, man, right? Look at here. They shining in the dark, man, right? And then they pointing up. That's who they taking pride. Look at this man, he's smiling. Look at this man, he's smiling. They all took the men, women, children. That's a little girl right here, right? You see, she ain't developed while I'm endowed. This woman got some titties. This woman got some titties. That's a little girl right there, man. Right? That's a little girl, man. Right? These is all women, children, and men. Right? We seeing that, man. Hold on, let's look again, man. This is New York. Oh no, that's the South. That look like New York City though, man. That's probably New York City. That they saying it's the South, but that look like New York City. Let's get into this article, man. They not showing me what I need to see, man. Right? That look like New York City, man. I'm almost go 100% certain and show that and say that that's New York City, man. Cause you see the different the styles, man. Every man here has a top hat on. The little children have on these hats. But this is a little bit different from this style of dressing, man. These people have on like casual wear, man. No top hats nowhere except for a few white ones, man. These ones in this photo though, it's all black top hats, man. That's a trend, a fashion, man. Right? Let's see what this is, man. It says mystery death, beloved to second mob victim, a woman, man. Right? Look at the crowd here, man. And then okay, you got a black woman here. That's definitely a black man or woman here, man. But all these others are white faces, man. All right, let's look here. Oh, that ain't big enough, man. All right, let's look here. This woman is trying to protect her child from being lynched. Why do these people need to be serving us? It says, let's go back to that Revelation 13, right? Let's go here, man. Jeremiah 30 and 16, because that's what led me to this, right? Jeremiah 13, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every single one of them, right? This is what every single time people go to. They thinking that all thine adversaries, every one of them, oh, is not Esau your adversary? Right? Yeah, man. But they the ambassador of the adversaries, man. They did a little bit more than what the rest of them did, man. The heritage and the lot for the children of the oppressors, man. It is for the sword, man. Right? If their children multiply, it is for the sword. Jeremiah, what is that? Obadiah. No, it ain't Obadiah. Right? It's Job chapter 27, 13, 14, 15. And then it's the other one, man. I can't think of it off the top of my head, man. Right? Isaiah 14, 21. That's what it's talking about, man. They devoured us, man. So they gotta be devoured. Right? I got another one, man. Right? Let's go here, man. It's slay that brother Jacob. Okay, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob. Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob. All right, let me see. I'm already at the end of the video down there. I should have did that earlier. Right, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Jeremiah 30 and 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. Right, let's go to that word again in the Hebrew, man. Right, let's go back to that in the Hebrew. Let's see, a call. Devour. Right? Slay. Is that the same word for slay? That is in Genesis 25. Let's see. Or Genesis 27. Let's see. So it's not the same word. So we can't say that it's equal, man. Right? But it's the same iteration, man. Right? Because they slayed us. Or they devoured us. Right? They slayed us. They will surely slay that brother. The days of mourning at hand, and then I will slay my brother Jacob. He will devour us, man. So why would it say, all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity? Because there's certain ones that are going into captivity. Show me the return to captivity of Esau, man. Let's get that, man. I'm not slowing up, man. I'm gonna keep on going until the spirit get off me to stop doing it, man. Right? So I'm looking for captivity and Esau, captivity and Moab, or not captivity of Moab, but captivity of Esau, right? Let's go here. Zero results, man. Let's go here. Captivity, Edom. Let's go here, man. Now I'm surprised these not popping up, man. Right? But it do make sense, right? And then we're gonna do Idumea, right? No results. And let's make sure I spell captivity wrong. Captivy. Captivity. No, that's wrong. Captivity. Because I'm wondering if I messed up, right? So let's go again with Esau, right? Zero results with the correct spelling of captivity. Edom, I wouldn't be surprised if it has one result or it's got three results, right? So Lamentations 4 and 22, it says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity. O daughter of Edom, he will discover thy sins. That ain't talking about Edom going to captivity. I will return again the captivity of Edom. That ain't what it's saying. That's what I'm looking for, right? Because that's what it says, man. That's why we see Moab, Ammon, Elam, Egypt, right? Ishmael a little bit too, but we're not seeing that with Edom, man, right? And continuing on, Amos 1 and 6, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgression of Gaza, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they carried away the captive, the whole captivity, to deliver them to Edom. Who led us into that captivity too? It says Gaza. Right, verse Amos 1 and 9, we jumping down 3 verses. Thus saith Yahweh, for 3 transgression of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity to Edom, and remember not the brotherly covenant. Where is it going to return their captivity, man? Let's go one more, right? I did do one more, man. Idum. I'm just going to do Idum, because Idumea might be getting spelled wrong. Captivity of Idumea. Not there, man. It's clear, man. I think it's clear, right? Brothers might not think it's clear. Brothers going to be like, oh, but what about this? What about this? I think I touched every precept that anybody got, man. And I rightly divided what it's going into, man. Right? And there's a few small instances, right? Hold on. I'm blurring out over here, man. That's the Lord telling me to get off of this, man. It's a few instances, though, where I might be able to be like, all right, maybe the children and the women, right? But still, it ain't a whole 1,000 years they serving, man. We can't find that in the Bible, man. I'm not even really opposed to them doing a little bit of time building up our walls and then we doing them dirty. But the scripture don't seem like that's what's going to happen, man. Right? And you seeing the insinuation I just said, right? It don't seem, right? Because I'm not too proud to be wrong, man. I'm not too proud to admit when I'm wrong, man. It don't seem as though they going into captivity, though, man. Right? They gotta go death and despair, man, because of what they did to the children of Israel, man. So it is what it is. With that, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yashar Barakatah, UGA till we see the day.